just sucked. That was what it was. But he got a run on the high club. I'm pretty sure I spun it. I was so pissed. Because I was going and taking pictures off of other people's Facebooks, like the businesses and stuff.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Salt City Live. Under the hood. No, it's not under the hood, is it?
It's something.
Something like that. Nick, you're in trouble. You're in Gus jail. You got black on. You're supposed to have black on, Nick.
I got orange underneath. See?
Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. First of all, let's get Kyler. Kyler is busy out in Dodge City. I think Kyler's in a tractor as we speak, working around the racetrack at Dodge City. So let's get Kyler up to date and get him on back to working track prep, getting ready for Saturday night. But Kyler, you getting everything ready to go?
Man, we're getting it all ready. It's kind of been a beautiful last couple days, temperature wise, and we get a lot done. But getting ready, geared up, and we'll be ready for Saturday. But we're gonna head your way tomorrow afternoon.
All right, sounds great. Dirt Vision's in the house over there. We've been talking to him already. Ryan, getting everything set up for that. We have a little test run tomorrow afternoon to make sure the videos and all that stuff up and running. Of course, we'll be running it Friday at Salt City, and then ASCS again out at Dodge City on Saturday. So kind of two shows back to back. Kind of cool, huh, Kyler? You're gonna be tired by Saturday night?
Oh, it's super cool. No, I'll tell you what, it's a really cool deal, and the partnerships that you can do to make this happen. I'm telling you, I've been talking to Lonnie as you have, and we're gonna have over 30 sprint cars, is what he's thinking, right about that 30 mark. There's a couple more that I brought to his attention that he didn't realize, maybe, kind of had him on his back of his brain, but we're counting on. So, if we could hit that 30 plus mark, that'd be really awesome. And then Saturday, we're taking the Rebels to 81 Speedway.
Yep. Late model racing at 81 on Saturday night. Excited about that.
Yeah. Team 3J will have a late model there. So, yeah, fun to go back and race again at 81 Speedway. So, JR and Katie and John Allen, thanks for putting that show on, and excited to bring Team 3J back to 81 Speedway.
I just got to thinking about this, guys. You're my points leader for the Rebel late models, and we're doing that pink roof cap, but we ain't running roofs Saturday.
Oh, we're gonna have
the
pink.
Are we gonna make the top pink?
We're still gonna have that pink hanging out there. No, I'm not kidding.
We'll take some racers tape, some hot pink racers tape, and make a sun visor or something for him there.
There you go. No, I'm excited about that, and I don't know if you guys remember the Torah deal back in the day.
Oh yeah, very well.
When they come to Jetmore, and that was always a lot of fun. I wish I could be out there with you guys on Saturday to help that, but I've got guys going there to help the Sooners and do that. So it's a co-sanction deal with Mark and his group, and that's gonna be pretty cool. But we're gonna be in Dodge City honoring Steve King, here Saturday night. And Steve was one of my good buddies, and he was just kind of a local legend, and we are just super honored to be able to support him, and then have the foundation be out here that night to help raise money for the foundation as well. And just gonna be a great weekend of racing.
Sure is.
It is. So let's hit Salt City hard Friday night, Dodge City Saturday night, or 81 Speedway. Kind of splitting your crowd up a little bit, Kyler. I think a little bit, but you know what? That's part of racing. It's part of the fun.
That's part of it.
So, yep.
What about the URSS sprint cars? Are they racing anywhere this weekend, Kyler?
No, thankfully. We are off until next weekend. If you hear my voice get a little high pitched, I'm in this tractor and it was a little rough in this parking lot. I took my head off, hitting the ceiling. I can't hit my throttle down because I got my phone up for the one ear. So
just heard it. I'm in this tractor.
I feel like I'm in this tractor. Yeah, I feel like a rodeo in here, man.
I kind of thought maybe you're still trying to find that sock you lost.
That's right. No, and I'll tell you, we are excited to be part of the bull ring again next weekend with the Rebel sprint cars. We're gonna go run there. It's Williams putting that deal on. It's gonna be like 14 or 1,500 to win, 400 to start.
We're at again.
La Crosse,
Rush
County.
So what's all running there?
Well, I know we are, and I'm not sure what his support class is, so I apologize. I'm not up with that, but I think stock cars, if I remember right, but I'm not totally for sure. I'm not for sure, but it'll be a great show. The Rebels always put on a great show at La Crosse, and it's one of the staple tracks that the guys like to go to every year. Last year we put on a whale of a show, and even the ASCS last year, I put that ASCS show on there, and that thing went green to checkered. And Seth Bergman put a clinic on there in a 360. If you haven't seen 360s at Rush County, that is a sight for sure. And it just makes me even more excited to see him on this big half mile for Salt City. I can't wait. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yes, it has.
Talking to Lonnie yesterday and today, he's pumped, excited to be here with the ASCS. So I think it's fun to bring him back to the half mile. And I don't know. I guess is this maybe the first time ASCS has even been at the half mile?
I think it is the first time they've ever been to the half mile. I don't think we've had a 360 sprint car race there, and man, I'd say it could be 10 years. I think since there was an NCRA 360 sprint car class when they were running at the nationals, but I know it's been 305s for several years. So pretty excited to see them.
Yeah, I honestly, guys, I think the last time we were out there with a 360 was, I think, 2019 or 2020, if I remember right. So not quite 10 years, but long enough. And
It's been a minute.
We just didn't get a lot of them. It's going to be neat to see 30 of them out there.
Yeah.
And we're going to start how many?
He's going to start 22 will qualify. He said he'll have 24 total, have 2 provisionals that they'll be able to pick from that part. For there will be 24 cars starting.
Awesome. That'll be awesome.
Yep. Be a fun time.
Looking forward to it.
And Kyler, we had a great racetrack last Friday, so I'm excited to do that same kind of track prep again that we did last Friday, this Friday. And Kyler, I can't tell you, you got to thank your guys again. I thanked them all there last Friday night, but this is other than the Silver Crown race last year, this is the most I've had drivers come up and talk to me and thank me after the races. That we had us a fantastic racetrack all night long. So
sure did.
Right.
So
well, I appreciate that. We try to see things different, and I think it paid off. I don't know that it's not something that we can always do for like the higher horsepower cars, but when we have even the late models, I suppose, but all of our IMCA classes, that was a track they were 2 and 3 wide on in heat races, and that was really exciting. So hopefully we can continue that for sure.
I'm sure we will. Those guys do a great job. And like I said, I don't want to criticize or anything else like that, because all I know about dirt is it's brown, or brown here anyway. It's red and black other places, but that's all I know. But they did a fantastic job last Friday. So,
well, I appreciate that.
Okay, Kyler, anything else to top off with Dodge City or anything at all before we kick it over to Casey Joe with a recap of last Friday night's kids event?
No, I want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting us. I'll tell you, the stock car division was an awesome sight to see that. Even the sport mods, we had a great turnout in sport mods, and it was racy. That's the first time, we've really seen some accidents in the sport mods. I haven't seen a modified rollover in a long time, but they were racing hard because they could. They were all over the racetrack, and it was a great race, and I want to thank them all for coming out and supporting us, and hopefully we can continue that throughout the rest of the year and bring the best racing to Hush.
I think we will, buddy. We're on the right track. We're moving along very well. So, Kyler, couldn't do with all your help and all your people that come from Dodge City to help us and keep this thing moving, buddy. Can't thank you enough.
Well, I appreciate you. I'm gonna leave it to Casey Joe, and I'm gonna jump off here, guys, so I can control this throttle a little bit better. But if you guys need anything from me, you know how to get a hold of me.
Okay.
We'll see you tomorrow night, buddy.
Thank you, Kyler.
Thank you.
Say bye.
Bye.
All right, Casey Joe's joining us live again. Casey Joe, again, the kids' night was a huge success. The most kids we've seen come through the gate for the whole time we've opened up Salt City Racing, and it's all accounted for what you put out there and what you did, Casey Joe. So can't thank you enough for the effort you did, and then racing on top of that too, and from that part. So recap, 211 kids rolled through that gate, and that was fun. A little bit that I could be down there with the kids and stuff. It was fun and exciting. They were all having a good time.
They sure were. And, yes, it was my idea. But
Yes.
it took a village to put this on. I was just the chaos coordinator. So it was really awesome to see all the fans come out and the sponsors who came. You guys saw the reel at the beginning of the podcast of all the sponsors. And we had like a dozen of them that were out there representing. And I tell you what, sorry to the parents who had to carry all the stuff.
They did get a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
They
moving.
got a ton of stuff. And it was real awesome. Just to run down a few things. Want to thank the other race car drivers who, we sent out a deal like, hey, what we did was we gave away, every kid got a ticket. So we counted those tickets and it was 211, like Phil said. I've got a sneaking feeling that there was maybe some that showed up a little later. I think we may have had even more kids than that. But
Well, it
they
could have been.
all, yeah, they all got
That's how many signed in.
there we go. Yep. So they all got a ticket. And then we had over 50 different prizes down there in front. And so we were drawing names all night long. And I got to give a huge shout out to Amy and
Yes.
Morgan Davis. They came over and helped me because I was only there till hot laps and then I had to go hop in my car. So they were getting all those prizes out, and Dalton was up there announcing and Matt was announcing. Jordan kept it fun in the infield. So wanted to thank them for helping that all run off smooth and all those kiddos.
Couldn't have done it without them, that's for sure.
No.
The other thing was just during the intermission, Kyler come up because you had so many things to give away. We were running out of time because we needed to go. So Kyler come flying up there and says, "How much longer? We got to get this racetrack. We got to get these races going." So I think we did the last couple bike giveaways while the race cars were coming out, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. So huge shout out to everybody that dialed in there. We want to thank Caleb, Dale, and Dylan Chambers. They brought their race cars up. And so they were on display. I know there was a ton of kiddos that got pictures with them. And Jake brought out a whole bunch of shirts. William Newser brought out some shirts. Cody Williams brought a bike and some scooters. I threw in some pullback race cars and t-shirts and a lot of fun prizes from my AdvoCare business. Jimmy Brozak brought a bike and some other cars. Randy Wilson gave away a bike and some Nerf guns. We should have had him autograph his bike. That way,
I didn't think about
winner
that.
of that, like, because we autographed those, the frisbees when we did the redraw. I had the sweetest little girl, and I was like, I want her because she was the tiniest one, and it was the number one, and I didn't hold up my end of the bargain. But Peyton Burkhart brought out a bike, and just so awesome. And then, did you guys see Duke the Dragon?
Yeah.
He was running
Well,
around.
It was pretty cool. I called Hutch Juco with the partnership we have with them, and I said, any way we can get Duke to come be part of the deal. Well, the problem with it was school's out.
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing is Duke, the gentleman that did Duke, this was his first time to ever have the uniform on because he's brand new for next year.
He kind of got thrown to the wolves.
Yes. But he did a good job and everything else. But I think the kids, I've seen a lot of pictures with Duke.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you guys have pictures, like we were requesting it all night, but go ahead and post them and tag Salt City in it. If you took a picture out there so we have the Touch a Truck. Want to run through everybody that brought out all
Okay, before you go any further, got a little
yeah.
surprise. I probably shouldn't leak this out yet, but I'm going to. Mike and Logan, the father and son that are helping us with social media and stuff, they are coming up with a new deal for Salt City. And it's going to be a way that they can go right to that page and start tagging and build a whole big post of all the stuff out there. It's not, I'm hoping to have it there. They're hoping to have it ready by Friday.
Oh man.
But it'd be a waste of way you'd bring that up, Casey, Joe, posting your pictures and stuff. There will be a link or a site, or I don't know how, I'm not that tech guy, but he came to me today, said, "What do you think of this idea?" I said, "It's huge. Run with it. Just get it up as soon as you can." So with Casey, thanks for bringing that up too, because the other pictures to share, I think everybody loves to see themselves on Facebook and see the excitement level and stuff too, because we're going to do another kids night, aren't we?
You betcha. A little bit later.
Yeah, down the road.
Yeah. We got to get through Harvest and then that awesome USAC event. And then,
got to, yeah.
Yeah, but definitely I'm up for a rinse and repeat.
I got to throw something else out there too that I want to do for this next couple races, or get a race picked. But I want, Nick and I have talked about this already, we want to dedicate a race to Bob Burkhart. That guy was a phenomenal guy. He's going to be missed. And talked to Peyton and his dad there Friday about it and stuff, and they're tears everywhere for that part. But he deserves that for what he put out there at the fairgrounds and stuff like that too. So stay tuned for that special announcement we'll have for Bob Burkhart.
Absolutely.
So sorry to keep interrupting you, Casey.
It's all good. It's all good. See, it takes a village. There's so much. There's so much awesome to share. So we want to thank Duke the Dragon for running around taking pictures. And okay, one thing, I could never do that. Like, I'm all for dressing up and having fun, but he never talked ever. That's like part of the costume. They don't speak.
Yeah, that's right. You didn't think about that. You couldn't do that, could you?
I definitely cannot. Ask my husband. I never shut up. But yeah, so I couldn't talk, but he made a lot of kids happy.
Yeah, he did.
But I'm just stating the facts.
Duke the Dragon came to our race trailer, right, to put on the costume, right? And I learned something. To put on one of those costumes is not a one-man job. It's not like getting yourself dressed in the morning. You got to have some help. So I'm in there helping him like snap it and put it all together, and we get it all done. And he's standing in there, and Jake comes waltzing through the door, and Jake just kind of stops and looks and is like, what's going on? why is there a giant dragon in the trailer?
Oh, man. Maybe we need to get Jake a mascot suit.
I think we should. I think that'd be
Yes.
great.
Or it could be like the mask where somebody's dressed up all the time. We could have a different race car driver in the suit, one who's not racing, to go be like, we need a Salt City mascot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we do.
I'd wear the costume. He didn't want to do it, but I wanted Duke to come down and shoot the t-shirt cannon.
Yeah.
And I was originally like, well, I'll put that thing on and go shoot the t-shirt cannon.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
But
so about those t-shirts, so we want to run down all the sponsors. If you weren't there, you missed out, but we will do this again. But we had Allen Samuels. They brought out some vehicles. So we had a big old pickup down there and a sweet, I think it was a Charger. Maybe?
Charger,
yeah.
Yep. And Hutchison Zoo. So she brought out the snake. We did not get to get Kyler with that. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
But that was a cool little construction rental. They were giving away little hard hats to all the kids.
Matt,
that was so cool. And little bags full of stuff.
Bags. Nick thought I needed a hard hat.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect. That way we could identify where you were at.
That wasn't a hard enough hard hat for me. I can promise you that.
They're talking about a guy that hits his head every day.
I got a pretty good old gouge up here somewhere from in the race trailers Friday night. It does. I don't know what it is.
Well, we can set up a health account for you at Heartland Credit Union.
There we go.
And then Superior Boiler came out. Pizza Ranch was there. The Bradbury Group was there. Quality Body Shop was there. They had a new little push vehicle.
Well, it's been out there already, Casey Joe, but they just decorated it a little.
Okay,
They put some more
yes,
stripes
they
and stuff on it
decorated
and stuff. And I tell you, Don is out there in that thing, and he is smiling ear to ear the whole time he's out. Don used to race. And I think he's having more fun in that push truck than he was racing,
Yeah.
I think.
The old days, the old Hutchinson Raceway Park days.
Yes. And we also had J&J and Gremlin Enterprises threw in some money. So
Yes,
Mel
threw in
Hamilton,
$500.
Yep,
yes,
thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you for that. And then Fred Cross was down there. So he had all those awesome die-cast cars.
Yep.
But he gave away a Hot Wheels car to every single kid.
That was cool.
And that was awesome. And he stayed set up all night long. And then we had the Sugar Shack over there. We renamed the ice cream van, the Sugar Shack. So there was Bomb Pops from Mel Hamilton. And then all the kids that came in got those blue Salt City shirts.
First 100.
Yep.
First 100. Okay. So if you got one of those shirts, what I encourage you to do is, first of all, wear it around town.
Right.
And then next, make sure you put it on when you come back to the races and get some autographs on that.
Yep.
And then at intermission, they even got, it was the red flag. So we had that one little rollover with the sport mods, but there was glow sticks. You guys brought glow sticks too.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
and I took a picture of the stands and sent that to Lisa. I mean, the glow sticks were everywhere in the stands. So that was a big hit.
That was awesome. And then again, Rick and Jacob Orman, they brought a bike.
Yep.
So that was it was so much fun. Everybody got involved. The city of Hutch was there with all of their trucks. And I've got some pictures I still need to share. Like all the guys lined up out in front of all the equipment. And it was a lot of fun. Hutch Fire Department was there, South Hutch Police, Reno County Sheriff, and the SWAT. And they had like their giant armored things. And kids were like picking them up, trying to hold on to them. And they had
really? I missed that.
Yeah, it was awesome out there. And then the Hutchinson Tow and Recovery was out there.
Yep.
Nobody had to get towed off. So that was a good deal.
Yep.
Elliott Mortuary threw in some extra. Ebert Liquor, E&M Plumbing. They brought some some prize baskets and
Full of stuff. Yes, she brought those in.
Awesome. But I also want to say we've got 2 VIP thank yous. So Danny Romsberg is the flagman for Salt City. And I told him at intermission, hey, did they tell you that you were going to have company? And he said, what are you talking about?
No, we didn't tell him.
So Danny, thank you so much. There were 4 kiddos that got to go up there and they were supposed to just wave the green flag. They flagged the entire features.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yes, it was awesome. Like I looked up there once and I was like, oh my gosh, the kid's still up there. That's so cool. Yeah. And Red, he was down in the infield taking pictures and he takes photos by Red. Go to his Facebook. He has a Smug Bug account for all the photos, and you can go on there and buy pictures. And he got pictures of all the kids waving the flags, and that was awesome.
I hate to tell you how many pictures I have from Red.
There are so many.
And they're great pictures.
And then Nick even loaded up the pace truck. So there were so many cool experiences and just things that we can build on to do more. It was just an awesome night all the way around.
It was.
So lots and lots of fun.
A lot of work. I was pretty tired. I was kind of bummed we didn't get to go race at Salina Saturday night, but another part I was kind of glad we didn't get to because I needed a little rest.
I definitely made use of that 3-day break to catch up on some sleep because I can tell you the next few weeks are going to be crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, Casey Joe, we got everybody announced and credit given to other than yourself for everything you did.
I think so. I got my kudos.
Yeah, I know.
It was fun.
Anyway, yeah, Casey Joe again. Thank you.
If you're tired, I've got Spark.
There you go.
And when you're out there hot and sweaty, I got Rehydrate. I had a whole ice chest full of Rehydrate that I was supposed to give out to the drivers. Never made it out of the pickup.
See, you just had too many things going on.
Next time, or maybe I'll send it over for this weekend for the sprint car guys.
There you go.
But yeah, so if you need some fuel, I got you covered. Well, they can put it in your race cars, but I got your fuel to keep you going during the day.
So anyway, we'll get planning another kids' night down the road a little bit. So hang tight for that, kiddos. We'll have more stuff coming up. Had a couple race cars at Pizza Ranch last night, but Nick and I couldn't make it there. So sorry about no kids tickets given out last night. But thank you to
I think Chris
Pitts and JD Evelyn brought their cars out last night. So appreciate you two guys bringing those hot rods out for the kids. Hope you had some good fun and excitement with those guys from that part too. So let's go kick off more. Is there anything kind of coming across the chat line there, Nick, at all?
Matt O'Connor said there was one time we gave away the light tubes and the kids almost knocked me down with a kid stampede.
It was awesome. Yeah, I get it. It was pretty awesome. Sounds pretty fun to me.
Frank Sells on there. He's going to be there Friday.
Okay, good. Good run, Casey Joe, coming from Fred Freeman.
Thank you.
Yep. And then Frank Sell had to say in there, GSD coffee and then Rehydrate.
There you go. Coffee it up and then Rehydrate. So
there we go.
Get her going and then
anyway,
going.
Probably be shaking.
Get stuff done or whatever you want to call it. I shouldn't say it in the air, but the Hard Charger Award, we do some fun stuff with that. So Frank, thank you for that.
Who got the Hard Charger Award?
I don't remember. But I don't
know.
I had it wrote down and then we couldn't catch him. Like after the races, I was going to go over and do it. And then.
Yeah.
Next time.
So again, Casey Joe, thank you again. We'll have fun with another kids' night coming up soon. Not sure when, but we will soon. From that part too. So let's change gears up. Yesterday, Nick and I were in his office talking about Friday night, what we're going on. And all of a sudden I got a phone call from Mike Buren. He says, "Hey, have you thought about adding stock cars?" And we had me and Nick had been ready talking about it.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we were talking about it right when he called.
Yeah. And so I told him, I said, give us a little bit. We'll talk about it. And so I called him back, I don't know, a couple hours later and said, we're going. And it's just the stock cars put on a great show. We had a great car count. I just think it's just an added bonus to the races on Friday to give the crowd another level of fun and everything else too. I was a little down and out about just having two classes anyway with that in the super stocks. So I think adding 3 classes is going to be fun. When I talked to Lonnie about it, he was pumped. He thought it would be a great time too to just give the fans more of enjoyment and fun. But those stock cars, I tell you, they put on a great show, but I think it's also because there was 21 of them out there.
Yeah, it was a great race. That was a great race.
All you stock car guys that came and raced with us, really appreciate that. And we'll see how much more fun we can have Friday night with the stock cars. So
absolutely.
Anyway, once again, the pits are going to open at 3:00 Friday. Gates open at 5. Get on saltcityracingllc.com. Get your tickets bought in advance. Did we get the sign hung up with the QR code?
Yeah, and I'm pretty certain that it's still sitting out there in front of the ticket office.
Okay, so if you haven't bought your ticket on Salt City prior, you can walk up to that board, and it's got a QR code, and you can buy your ticket right there instead of having to go through the ticket office and speed up your time and effort to give you more ways of buying tickets. But I'd buy them in advance just so you can walk through the ticket takers, scan it up, and go on in and be ready to go and have some fun Friday night at 5:00. Gates open, and hopefully have some sprint cars firing around the hot laps about 6:45, right?
Yep.
So be early, don't be late. Grab a friend, come have some fun. It's going to be a blast, and we're not back till June 20th, correct?
Or 30 friends. It's a big grandstand.
The big grill.
or 30 friends. Exactly.
Hey,
Yeah.
I have something I forgot.
Yeah. What?
So we mentioned the pace truck.
Yeah.
So Lowen brought out this
Oh,
little
yeah.
like
It's like the Hot Wheels
yeah.
Well,
Power
but
Wheels.
Power wheels.
There we go. And it was decked out just like the pace truck. And that
Yep.
looked so cool.
It
But
was pretty cool, wasn't it?
wasn't there a lot of other updates that happened on the front straightaway last weekend?
There was a lot
Oh.
of signboard hanging
Yeah.
and winter circle hanging.
Yeah, y'all had a lot of work to do. When I
And
showed
we
up, you
did.
were hanging all those signs and
Yes.
So it's been fun. Nick and I going over and selling the partnerships we have there in Hutchinson, and the enthusiasm, the excitement level. Everybody has been great with that. As you can see, the sponsors went across there. It takes 4 minutes now to give a 5-second spot to each one of the sponsors that have helped out at Salt City Racing. It's just been huge and exciting. But yeah, the Ethan Hafner and Shelby for putting up the money for the winter circle, which turned out good. We got a few more things we want to do in the winter circle, but we got it up in time enough to do that, and I think that turned out fantastic.
Yeah. 100%.
So
100%.
anyway, anything else we need to top it off? Anything else? Everybody, please get on Salt City Racing. Get your ticket spot early. Get your friends. Get your neighbors. Get your uncles. Get your aunts. Whoever, and let's come to the races Friday night. The weather's going to be beautiful. It's going to be fun. Are you coming Friday?
if somebody's got a stock car that needs a pilot,
There you go.
I would love to come on Friday. We actually don't have baseball this weekend.
There you go.
There you
But I have a challenge to everybody out there listening.
Yeah.
You
Sure.
guys have some sweet videos out there and the sprint car reel going on with all the information. So
Mhm.
go on, buy your tickets, but then share that to all your friends on Facebook because it is some awesome graphics going across there.
Yeah.
It is.
So make sure and share that out because, you know, everybody knows at least 250 people. And then if you talk about Facebook, we probably know about 2,000 people.
Yeah. So please get out there and share that.
Like, share, buy them tickets up and bring some friends.
Yes, and like Salt City Racing, just so you can keep updated on all the updates we post and do and everything else too for that part too. So any last closing comments, Nick?
Let's go through these sponsors. Thank all these great people that we couldn't do without.
Again, Casey Joe, Advocare, thank you for keeping us hydrated at the racetrack like you do every week. Thanks for taking care of the kids like you did and all the effort. I know that was a lot of work and took a lot of your time, so can't thank you enough for keeping the things exciting at Salt City Racing. Got a lot of racing to go yet, guys. Lots of
We're
racing
just
to go.
getting started.
It's getting started. Can't believe it's already here, but we're
I know.
got 2 races down, third one coming up, right?
That's it.
Everybody have a great evening. Get your ticket spot, get your friends, get your neighbors. Let's go have some fun Friday night. 5 o'clock gates open. Racing's going to be hot last about 6:45.
Yep.
Don't miss it. It's going to be fun. First time in a long. We're going to have to go back and figure out how long it's been since the 360 has been on that racetrack.
3 races down. The 4th one's coming up.
Oh, I can't even
Time
count.
flies when you're having fun, man.
No, I get it.
I had to
Yeah.
think about that for a second.
So did I. So did I.
All
Okay.
right.
We'll get these sponsors up again. Everybody have a great night, and we will talk to you. Hey, if you want to join me Saturday morning at 9 o'clock for the Under the Hood show, or we'll talk to you again next Wednesday at 6 o'clock with another live update on how the races went this Friday.
I woke up real quick because I got something. And I ended up being down. I knocked Nestor back to the track. And there's no Nestor's stuck. But like I say, I was looking at them and going, because they can yeah. Yeah, he stuck his nose underneath it. Yeah, it's just like even right there around the bottom, just trying to like he's got to slip up. But so anywho, I was in defense mode instead of offense mode, and I like jerked it down, and I didn't know Nestor was right there. Like afterwards, I was like, dude, I'm sorry, it cut down a right front on him.
That's just a racing deal.
Yeah,